If Whiskey Could Talk by Tyler Childers is going to be played in standard tuning, and it comes out of G-shaped formation. The strumming for this song is a really kind of lazy right wrist, and it's a bit of a waltz feel as well. I'm going down, down, up, down, up, 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 down, 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 up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Alright, so the first chord is really just, it's a G chord. On the recorded version of this, you can hear him kind of pull up into a G, hammering on from probably first finger 6th fret to first finger 2nd fret of the 6th string to 2nd finger 3rd fret of the 6th string. Again, like this G formation where I've got my ring finger on the 2 string 3 fret, open 3 string, open 4 string, 5 string just muted altogether, and then kind of strumming up with my pick, hammering with my 2nd finger. Then the second chord is a G7 chord. The way that you're going to formulate this is you will keep your 2nd finger on the 6th string 3 fret. Your first finger will need to move to the 5 string 2 fret. Your ring finger needs to move to the 4 string 3 fret. You'll have an open 3 string, and then your pinky finger needs to go down on the 2 string 3 fret. You really don't want the open one to ring out here. If it did ring out, it doesn't really kill the chord, but you probably don't want it in there. Alright, so over that G7 is where Tyler's beginning to sing If Whiskey Could Talk. After this, it's going to move into a C major chord. Ring finger on the 5 string 3 fret, 2nd finger on the 4 string 2 fret, open 3 string, first finger on the 2 string 1 fret, open 1 string. Now, in the C chord, you're going to hammer on with your 2nd finger to the 4 string 2 fret. And you can hear a little riff happening here. It should be pointed out that in the recorded version of this song, there are 2 guitars playing. I assume that Tyler Childers is playing them both, but there's one in the left channel and there's one in the right channel. And the right channel tends to be a bit more leady with what it's doing, but you can play a lot of the sentiment of those licks just within the chords that we're playing. So in the C chord, if you hammer onto the 4 string 2 fret, then hit the open 3 string, then come back to the 4 string 2 fret, and then pull off to 4 string open, you can hear that happening inside of the C chord. And then after that pull off, you're immediately going into a D chord, where my pick is going to be hitting the open 4 string, my first finger is moving to the 3 string 2 fret, my ring finger is moving to the 2 string 3 fret, and my 2nd finger comes down on the 1 string 2 fret. A lot of times that 1 string might be left open or hammered onto with the 2nd finger to the 1 string 2 fret. So either way that you want to approach that. So the G7 to the C with a little hammer on, and then the D chord. And in this D chord, a lot of times you can hear a hammer on with the first finger, or hammer on with the first finger to the 3 string 2 fret, or a hammer on with the pinky finger to the 3 string 4 fret. One of the two. After this D chord, it comes back to the G, and you can hear a little lick in that G chord. So out of the G chord, you would hammer your first finger to the 5 string 2 fret, then hit the open 4 string behind it, and then first finger down to the 4 string 2 fret, pull that off to re-expose the open 4 string. So we've got, and then hit the open 3 string behind it. And that needs to happen within rhythm of the G chord. And then it's going to come back up to the D chord, then back down to the C chord, and back down to the G chord. And then you hear that's going to be kind of coming out of this G feel right here with your ring finger still on the 2-string 3 fret. You'll move with your first finger to the 4-string 2 fret, and then hit that and immediately hammer with your second finger to the 4-string 3 fret. And then come back to your first finger on the 4-string 2 fret, open up the 4-string, and then go back into the G chord. So we're basically walking down from an F back into the G. And then I think it hits the G7 again and runs back into the C chord, to the D chord. Let me go ahead and address this. So the chords themselves are pretty easy. Those chords just continue on in that fashion. The real key to the feel of this song is connecting the chords together. So pretty much all these chords get connected with some sort of a walk. So like whenever you come back up to this D, there are a couple of different ways to do it. Like instead of just going G to the D, to the C, to the G, there are all these little connectors. So like G, with that little walk to the C, back down to the G. So the way that you would do that is out of the G, a good way to walk to the D could be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So on the 2 and the 3, hit first finger to the 5-string 2 fret, second finger to the 5-string 3 fret, and then to the D chord. So I'm going like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So the walk back down to the G can be done the same way. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So just kind of catching the 2, 3, 1, like the 2 3s moving into the next chords with some sort of a or. So for there, I've gone all the way down to the 5-string 1 fret, pulling off back into the G chord. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So again, you can feel how there's tons of different little embellishments that you can do moving between these chords, like the hammer on in the D, or just that would be hammer on to the 3-string 2 fret, open the 3-string, and then go first finger to the 4-string 2 fret, and then go into your C chord, and then just rehammer 4-string 2 fret, and then 5-string 2 fret, pull off into the G. Walking up to the D again, you could do like a more chromatic walk up. So instead of the 1, 2, 3, 1 on the G, B, C, D, you could go A, B, C, C sharp, D. So really, that's just walking right up to the 5-string 5 fret essentially, except for you won't hit the 5-string 5 fret. You'll play it as the 4-string open, but out of the G, that's first finger to the 5-string 2 fret, second finger to the 5-string 3 fret, third finger to the 5-string 4 fret, and then open 4-string into the D chord. Also, lastly, you can distinctly hear that little walk down happening in the recorded version of the song as well. The way that you're going to do that, and this kind of takes the place of that F walk down from time to time. Like earlier I talked about, you can replace that with The way that you would do that is it's using your second and first fingers. Your second finger will be on the 3-string 3 fret. Your first finger will be on the 2-string 2 fret. That's where it begins. You would hit that, but you wouldn't be hitting it to get that sound immediately. You would hit it and then slide them up, both fingers up just 1 fret. So we're beginning on these frets just really for the kind of little embellishment of that pull up, or that slide up rather. So once you slide up, you just come right back down to the 3rd and 2nd frets, and then take this shape and bring it down 1 more fret so that your second finger is on the 3-string 2 fret, and your first finger is on the 2-string 1 fret. So we've gone, and then release those 2 strings, and you've basically got part of a G chord, but go ahead and then move with your ring finger to the 6-string 3 fret and just play it as like a G chord. With those little licks in there. And again, Tyler Childers doesn't really play this the exact same way each time. Sometimes this little lick might originate on the 5-string 2 fret and go like, so like 5-string 1 fret, pull up to 5-string 2 fret, or hammer it, or start it on the open 5-string. Not much sonic difference, but you can definitely tell a little bit of a difference. Or earlier when in the C chord, whenever I was talking about it, you could sometimes maybe pull off from the 3-string 2 fret to 3-string 1 fret to 3-string open in the C chord, moving into the D chord. So anyway, key to this song, key to the feel of the song is just connectors between the chords. G to the D to the C to the G. So the chords themselves, again, lastly, just G, D, and C a lot of the times. Chorus will begin on the G7, move into the C, come up to the D, back down to the G with the little walk note, and then it's going to walk back up to the D, come down to the C, down to the G. And then the verse is just beginning on the D, down to the C, down to the G. So, kind of a rambling lesson, but I think I hit most of the high points there that you need for If Whiskey Could Talk by Tyler Childers. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.